Deuteronomy 25, verse 11 and 12. When men strive together, one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smited him, and put it forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets. Verse 12. Then thou shalt cut off her hand. Thine eye shall not pity her. That's in the Bible, people. Old covenant, thank goodness, but it's in the Bible. Because I remember reading some time ago some things about Islam, and people who steal, their hands was cut off. And I thought, my goodness, that is just cruel. That's just wrong. And for some reason, I don't know, I've told you that I have went through the Old Testament, especially the law of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, looking up certain things, trying to find out how did it all get started. And I came across this verse, these two verses, and I'm thinking, what? Here you got two men fighting. And one man is losing the battle. And the husband and wife sees that her husband is losing that fight. So she goes in and interjects herself into it by trying to help her husband. So she gets involved and either attempts to or some kind of way reaches her hands between the man's leg and grabs his testicles, in all honesty. And the scriptures clearly says if she does that, cut off her hand and don't have pity upon her. Why? Why? Well, I tried to run reference on this. I tried to. I'm serious. I couldn't find nothing on this verse. Nothing. No explanation, no nothing. But I do know something, though, about how the law of Moses worked. I've clearly stated in the Bible that there is nothing in the Bible, nowhere where women fought, where women or females got into a fight. It's not there. Now, men fought. I mean, it's all through the Bible, people. Israel's engaged in war, but not the females. The woman's purpose was not to fight. Her purpose was not to engage in any kind of physical fighting. Nothing. Zero. No. Not. Men, different story. But there was a law regarding it, though. Because it's written all through the law. If two Israelite men got into a fight and one killed the other, he was going to die or be severely punished. Not going to even go to the scripture. You can look it up for yourself. But when Israel warred against their enemies, people died and lost their lives. A good example, even before I think the law was instituted, when Abraham's relative Lot and his family was taken in a war. And Abraham got 318 men and pursued these 4 kings and their armies and overcame them. Why? Because Lot and his family, which was a relative of Abram, was captured. And one of the workers escaped and came and told Abraham. All right, now back to women. Nothing is in the scriptures on women getting involved in any kind of physicality, whatever. So, this is a commandment from God, people. It's a commandment from God. God said, cut her hand off and don't pity her. Also because she had no business doing that. And definitely don't reach for his private parts. That's why the King James Version called it secrets. That's why we called it private. See? That's a man's private parts. His penis and his testicles. Well, woman got 2 private parts, basically. Breast and her vagina. But God didn't like that. Now, if he didn't like it then, what about now? He still don't like it. But thank God for grace. I'm serious, people. Thank God for grace. Because I've been saying this for quite a while now. Too many women are going to hell. Why? Because they are fighting just like men. You can see it on TV, movies, YouTube, you name it. I recently just came across a video of a woman fighting a man and whooping him. Whatever. Let's be real. Now, there are some women that can whoop men, but not that many. God don't like ugly, and that's not in the Bible. Women, be women. Stay feminine. Don't get into fights, because I can go into a long narrative about this. Women have been, in this century that we're living in now, and prior to the previously, I think it started in the 70s. Women have been trained to be like men, to fight and to scuffles. Women fighting women just like men. Cussing each other out. Female. God didn't want women to be like that. That's why 1 Peter 3 talks about a woman that has a meek and a quiet spirit, to be gentle and to be feminine and to be caring and to be loving and to be soft and gentle and kind. I'm through. I'm through, people. But when I read this, it was shocking to me. Thank God we're not living under the old covenant. Thank God we're not living under the old covenant. But God still hates sin. Now, also the scripture says that if we confess our sin, God is faithful and just to forgive us of our sin, that to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. That is clear in the Bible, New Testament. But there are so many females now that have been trained to act like men, and they don't care. These women's salvation is in jeopardy. Their lives are in jeopardy. They think that they can do whatever they want to, and it's all right with God. Anyway, God bless.